All right, welcome back to the Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM with me, Trebi Hammond, exactly 39 minutes after 8. And we're going to get into a very important conversation this morning. But that was Shadrach Mensah, Kwesi with the tree praise medley. And we're going to get into our important conversation this morning. Now, today we're shining the spotlight on an organization that has been championing women in leadership and also in business. They've been working tirelessly to make sure that women are seen, women are heard, and women are actually promoted, Yes, they've been championing the agenda for over a decade, or I think exactly a decade, and they're having a very important conference coming up, and we're going to talk about all of that. And so my guest this morning, Dr. Stella Ejinim Boateng, she's a vice chairman of the Public Service Commission. Also, I have in studio Amanda Akushi. Is that right? Okay. She's a CEO and lead consultant of Nile, okay, yes, knowledge, right? Nile Consult, and also Edinam Eje Sika. She's the founder and president of Brazil Ghana Chamber of Commerce. These are amazing women who are doing exceptionally well, and I'm so glad to sit with them this morning. Ladies, you're welcome to the Business Breakfast on Z.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're all looking amazing, and I can't stop smiling like Edinam said earlier. All right, anyway, so congratulations to you. I mean, 10 years is such a huge milestone, and I'm so happy to do this with you guys this time. So where do we even start from? Well, first of all, tell us a bit about the Executive Women's Network. Who want to go first?
Okay, so let me start with that, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
You're most welcome.
To showcase EWN, to allow us to speak about this great network. So EWN is a network or a platform that was established 10 years ago to ensure that, women who are in leadership can lift other women as we rise. And therefore, it is a dedicated platform for women leadership advancement. And along the line, we've looked into entrepreneurship as well, because there are a lot of great women who are also doing a lot in the area of entrepreneurship. And when we talk about, this, we are looking at both the public and private sectors. We are looking at all other areas where women leadership can advance. And so currently we are about 200 women, in the network. And these 200 women are representing about 28 different sectors, of the economy. And so we are there to create connection between women. And we're also there to increase or build the capacity and the capabilities of women.
Right.
And then to ensure that we can get women to lift themselves up and to support each other. And so when you look at what we are doing, we go into partnerships, we go into, relationships, we go into all kinds of sponsorship that to support others. We do corporate mentorship, we do individual mentorship, and all that. So basically, we are there to position women to take their rightful places, not just to be participants, and for that matter, passive participants, but to be active participants wherever we find ourselves, and more especially to have our voice and to influence policy and society generally. Wow,
that's a lot, and that's a lot of work you guys have done over the past 10 years. But tell us, what has the journey been like for EWN? What has it been like, and what does this milestone, 10 years, mean to you?
Well, let me take that. So 10 years, that's a decade of impact, a decade of positioning women into beyond executive positions, to actually look out for other executive women and try to emulate or look at the path that they've been to. In 10 years, it means that we've had women at different stages of their leadership journey. And for example, somebody that is probably 5 years in leadership, looking at someone who is already 8 or 15 years or sometimes 20 years in leadership, the person has risen through the ranks. And so you don't really need to go back there and go through the same mistakes that person has been through. And we do that because we have a lot of pillars within the Executive Women's Network. By pillars, I mean groups that we talk about different topics, and of course a part of it has to do with how you position yourself for these leadership positions.
Right.
And an amazing thing in a decade is that every other day we are celebrating a woman. And so I am sure that if you see 10 women who have been appointed into some board positions, you are probably sure that about 80% of them are members of Executive Women's Network. And it just didn't happen. It's because within the group, you are taught to be confident. You are taught to be able to, go out there. We know how women, all the challenges sometimes, and I always joke about this. There'll be a job position and a male would probably take about 5 out of the 10, required
requirement.
Really. And a lady probably would take about 8. And yet still she probably would be feeling inadequate enough to apply for that job.
Yeah.
And so with groups like this, we are able to come together and give the boost that we all need, like, cheer each other on. And once you're seeing other women doing it, it kind of gives you this energy and boost that if they can do it, you can also do it. And that's the kind of impact that 10 years in EWN has done. And beyond that, one exciting thing is about the mentorship that we do. And I love it. Why do I love it? I always tell people that, personally speaking, I have done so much more just being a part of this group. Why? Because I see women and it kind of gives me a reality check. Ooh, I can also do it. Yeah. And so there's this mentorship thing that goes on in EWN, and we are paired with people. For example, you have 10 years, in the corporate or in business or entrepreneurship, and they put you together with another woman who has been doing this for many more years than you. And you get this one-on-one experience. They tell you whenever you are, going and you think that you need a break, you check in with this other woman, and this has been extremely helpful within EWN.
I see. Well, that's a lot. That's good stuff. Maybe take me back a bit. How did it come about? Who actually thought about this idea? Because I think it's a very good platform, and like you say, 8 out of 10 people are usually from your organization and all of that. Who thought about this, and how did the person even pull people together and all of that?
Right. So let me take that.
Okay, sure.
Because I've actually been with EWN right from its inception.
Wow.
Even before the launch.
Okay.
But not a founding member. But I'll just tell you, so 6 great women at the time heading great institutions decided out of just informality, to make friends, link up with each other, have some lunch here and there. And in one of their kind of informal meetings, they thought about, look at us 6 women. And we are all leading institutions. For there are other great women, in similar positions, or, women who want to see these things happen. And so how do we expand just beyond informal friendship to create a certain kind of network that will encompass and bring together women who may, be like-minded and will want to touch other women and other young girls and all that. And so these 6, we call them our founding mothers, actually started the whole conversation and EWN. So just very quickly, to acknowledge them.
Yes, very important.
Frida Duplan.
Okay.
So Frida at the time was the MD of Nestle. Right.
Okay.
And then you have Lucy Quest. Right. So Lucy was the MD of Airtel Ghana.
Okay.
Right, in Telco. And then Mehdi Akutu. Mehdi was the MD of Unilever Ghana. And we had Dr. Edith Dankwa. Edith was the MD, the CEO of Business and Financial Times. And then you had Patience Achiano. Patience at the time was the MD of Barclays Bank, ABSA now. And you have Pearl Nsomensa. Pearl was the CEO, Chief Financial Officer, and everything of UT. So these 6 actually came together. And when they formed the idea, so to be able to, influence and make sure that the network really connected with other women, they started talking to their friends outside of the 6. So I remember personally, I had worked with Lucy, we worked together in Vodafone at the time, which is now Telecel. And so we were colleagues before she moved on to Airtel. And so I just had a call one afternoon from Lucy, and she said, hey, Dr. Stella, there's something I want to discuss with you.
Okay.
And there is this, we've met together as women, and of course I knew a couple of them as well, and we are thinking that we need women so we are just kind of scouting for women in leadership, and if we build this network, we'll be able to support other women. And so, yes, I said, why not? I mean, this is brilliant. This is the way to go. And so these are the 6 who actually started it.
Wow.
And they created that platform to make sure that women can get connected to help other women. Again, if you look at the trajectory in terms of the culture, and we talk about stigmatization, we talk about all the culture and nuances and the stereotyping and all that. And so a lot of women who are brilliant, talented, have every skill, have everything that they need to rise to the top, sometimes are under the impression that it is not their place.
Yeah, that's true.
They sometimes think that we can't even see other celebrated women, so every woman must be an average. So when they see people like us in EWN, then obviously we are now not going to stress so much on the negatives.
Right.
We are going to talk about the success. Successful women, how have they made it? We have all been successful, not because we are always successful. We have failed before, you have cried before. But if you are able to bring these other women up, then as Edinam said, their learning curve to leadership becomes shorter than ours.
Yeah.
You can have a shoulder to cry on, and you can just walk to anybody. You go into certain circles, and then somebody just walks up to you and says, hey, EWN sister. And there and then you have a certain kind of responsibility to connect with the person and then help. And then the next time they are calling you or you are calling them, and we also believe in EWN that mentorship is not only, senior people, experienced people mentoring. We believe also in reverse mentoring.
Okay.
And so some of the younger people have skills that, maybe you may not have in spite of everything else. And these ones, we connect with them. And let me say, just above all these that we do with all, it's not always that hardcore kind of thing. We believe in fun.
Okay.
And so we have, other programs, sister to sister, where we share some emotional, issues that women will go through, whether it's relationship, it's parenting and all that sort of thing. And when we get to stepping out, which is one of the brand, pillars that she was talking about, stepping out is real fun. I mean, go out there, have the party.
I like how you did, Drew.
Yeah, it's just to say that we are very holistic.
Right.
So people should not see us as just too rigid, focused on just career and nothing, we don't move right or left. We are human, and we try to create holistic human beings. So build our relationship in terms of our family relationship, build our own, psychological safe nets, and build our careers and leadership as well.
Right, very important. Now, for the women, the 6 women you mentioned, I just want to give them some big shout outs here.
Yes,
right now. Yeah, very important. Okay. All right, so let's continue the conversation. And I want to know, are there other success stories you may want to talk about? Maybe some women who are popular, or some people we know that are making trailblazers that you may want to spotlight. I don't know if you would want to take that.
Do you want to put us there? I just told you out of every, 10, there's 8,
right? I just want you to mention some so that anybody who is listening.
But there are so many of them, actually. There are so many of them. And, just a quick shout out. Patricia Obunai, the CEO of Telecel. Patricia is a member. Antoinette Kofi, the CFO of MTN, is a member. You go to, so many. Anita Boateng. Anita is the CFO of CFAO. There are so many of Yvonne. You talk about Janet Sunkwamils. Janet is a big time, move from corporate and transitioning into entrepreneurship. Janet is our current president of the executive committee. You have Joyce Ajari. Joyce is representing West Africa. Is scholars, one of the printing, companies in the world. She's the vice president of SOS, globally. So many. If you want to talk about them, I'm sure you spend all the time.
I know, right? I can understand.
I think
you want to mention
it's
something?
A platform that really
mentors, and also, as Edinam said, really incorporate into you the confidence.
Right.
I don't think I've mentioned this anywhere before. I want to use myself as an example.
Definitely.
I do moderate programs. I do MC programs. What built my confidence, I would say, is EWN.
Wow.
My first moderation gig was EWN program.
I see.
It was one of our first side chats
Yeah.
at, I think, Frida Duplan's place.
Yes.
Yes. I was just given opportunities to moderate. I didn't say no because I saw other women, and just being in an environment or a platform that, you are challenged, you are motivated, you are given all the skills. The moment I was asked to do, I had never done it before, but I never said no.
Right.
I took that opportunity, learned, and did it. And since that day, I'll say it boosts my confidence. I have done a lot of moderation gigs, both for EWN, for corporate institutions, for programs, for
Right.
MC. So maybe that's something I've never mentioned before, but this is one thing EWN has taught me and done for me as well.
And you are a success story as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so very important. But let's talk about women in leadership generally. I know that EWN is doing amazing stuff, trying to help women and all of that. But I know there are still some gaps here and there. What are some of the challenges that women face today that we need to pay attention to?
Right. So I think that for women generally, and outside of what we are trying to do to make a lot of impact, you see, those cultural nuances have not completely left us in terms of us, not just women, but society generally. And so, you have people who still feel that, can I do it as a woman? Some who feel that, does it fit into my cultural setting? Some who feel that, yes, but do I have to be heard all the time? To the point that, some women still shy away from even visibility. But I can assure you that, visibility is very important, because there are so many people who share in that same profile you have, except you step out, and stand out. Building your personal brand, making sure that you are out there and your voice is heard, not heard because it just has to be heard, but really to build on your knowledge and all that. So in some cases we talk about representation, and indeed sometimes you talk about the diversity, equity, inclusion, and in some situations you realize that it is still becoming like a cliche for certain people.
Right.
I mean, they will say it, but really, what kind of diversity are we talking? If it is about gender diversity, what kind are we talking about? When it talks about equity and inclusion, what are you talking about? And as somebody said, I've forgotten the person who made that statement, but he says that diversity is inviting somebody to the party, but inclusion is inviting the person to the dancing floor.
Wow.
Right. So just
Right.
asking that, oh yes, if it comes to women, we have the numbers. Let's say an organization will say, oh yes, we have 300 women, and so we are about 48% there. But what we will do, or what society should do, is to delve deeper into, where are these 300 women? How many of them are sitting at the decision-making table? How many of them have been given the opportunity to be to influence? And you may realize that it is just a one drop or two, and sometimes they even bring the people there, the one or two, just as cosmetic, decorative pieces, just to make sure that when you come, I'll say that, oh, I take the board, but majority of them are down there. And so those nuances still exist. I know that as a country, we have come very far. Today, you have a lot of women who are CEOs. You have a lot of women who are chairing boards, are members of boards. You have a lot of women, in very senior leadership positions, and we appreciate that a lot. But we are saying that there are also a lot of them down there that EWN, we think it's our responsibility, not just us, but other women's groups, and not only women.
Right.
And we'll come to that. Everybody, the entire society should build that effort together to make sure that women take their rightful places. We are not saying that even when the woman doesn't qualify, because she's the only qualification is not just your gender. So we are not insisting on that, and we will not insist on that. And we say that even to women, to say that we would rather spend our time and effort to build you, to build your capacity, to grow you, to be confident, to be visible, to network, to be an active part of a network, to have people you can call to who can help you, who can hold your hand. And then when the opportunity comes, go out for it. Raise up your hand and say, I can do it. It doesn't, you can't be 100% ready. We are not looking for perfection.
Right.
We are looking for boldness. We are looking for confidence. We are looking for knowledge base. We are looking for the capacity that says, the 30% that I don't have, I am ready to learn it.
Right.
And so that is what we are growing. We are not just growing women into leadership just for the fact of gender. No, that is not at all.
Wow, you're looking at competence as well.
Competence.
Yes. Right. Okay. Are there any other challenges you want to mention that women face? Or
I
she's
think
covered.
she's done a very
Right.
good job.
Yes. Breaking all of those
That
ones.
question, but of course, beyond the fact that we know with our society, women need to juggle through a lot. Apart from being the madam of the home, they are mothers, and then they also have to be at the corporate or in the offices, executing in high positions. And I think for many women, this has been a challenge. Of course, EWN gives you another opportunity to see women who are doing it all. And interestingly, you have all these women doing all this and also have a side gig. And they are entrepreneurs. And we have a group of women that are coming up like that. So they are executives and, top corporate organizations. They are mothers, they are wives, and they also have a side business which usually comes out of a passion that they have. And we are nurturing this. And so, women are made naturally as nurturers. We are made to be able to multitask. And sometimes when you're not in a group and see people doing it, you probably underestimate the power that you have. And so EWN gives you the opportunity to know that despite nobody is saying that these things are not there. They exist. But in spite of them, you can still rise and occupy very high top positions. And, give off your best. And I like the fact that she mentioned that we are not doing that, women must be in these positions because they are women.
Right.
Nobody, buys into that. And that is why we have all these pillars we spoke about that empowers us, trains us. And so when the role is made available, we are not saying because you're a woman, if you do not qualify, you should go there. No, we are making you qualified. We are preparing you. So when the role comes, people do not have any other choice but to have you there. And you would also have the confidence to raise up your hand and, be able to take up that position and sit at that table. And we are pushing for these women who are qualified to actually learn to raise up their hands and occupy these seats, because once they occupy these seats, and this is what we all learn, once that door is opened, we do not close it. We hold it open and allow other women to go through, because representation definitely matters and it makes a lot of impact in our society.
Wow.
And just very, very
You want
quickly
to add something?
to add
All right,
to
sure.
the fact of the side job, etc. Again, we are telling women that look, you have the opportunity to let your passion also make some money for you. And so even with EWN, we have created within EWN what we call EWN Mall. Right. So the mall is mall.
Okay.
And so if let's say Amanda sells something, right, and she's still doing her business, she can do that on the mall. So it's on the mall. So I know that if I want, these shoes, I want to go to Solace. If I want these bags, I want to go to this. And it's right there. And the mall is doing great.
Wow.
And at our conference, which we will talk about later, we are going to showcase some of the, these side jobs that people have. Some are into cosmetics or, they're using shea butter and everything. We have a lot of the event planners, the Charterhouse of the World. We have the Jandels. So they're all members. And so if I need, and I'm running an event and I want decor, etc., I just put it up there.
Yeah.
And one interesting thing I remember very well, and very quickly to share that, is there was a time when somebody put on the platform, can anybody recommend an electrical whoever who can fix a washing machine, and you've been inundated with the number. Everybody's registered. So as little as, look, where do they sell the best watches in Accra? And it's there. Somebody will tell you, look, go there and say, I'm running there in the next 10 minutes.
Wow.
It's that creative, and I think that is what who we are.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the anniversary that is coming up. I know there's a conference and a lot of other things. Tell us some of those things that are happening in celebrating the 10 years of impact.
Okay, hooray! EWN is 10 years.
Yes,
10 years of impact.
Right.
And we're really happy to celebrate this. But before then, we want to acknowledge our headline sponsor for this conference, that is MTN, for making this possible for us. And the dates for the conference is on the 1st and the 2nd October and 3rd October. So the 3rd October is the gala night.
Right.
You can't miss this.
Okay.
So the date is the 1st and 2nd. When Dr. Stella was speaking, so we just we do still also the fun fact, everything. So we have the 1st and 2nd October and the 3rd October being the gala night. And the venue is the Palms Convention Center. That's inside La Palm Royal Beach. And the theme for the conference is a decade of leadership, a future towards holistic impact, self and family, career and legacy. So let me take it again. It's a decade of leadership, a future towards holistic impact, self and family, career and legacy. So this should also give us the idea that it's a conversation that is going to be focused on leadership, economic empowerment, and also collaboration, so that we look forward and to really shaping, not just celebrating, but shaping the future of women in Ghana, in Africa, and across the world. We have great speakers, and that is going to be a surprise. It's made up of great speakers, panel discussion, and I wouldn't want to mention those names here. I need you to be there to really experience it. And one interesting thing about the conference is, as much as it's Executive Women Network and it's a platform or network for women, the conference is not limited to just only women. We open the doors to men as well, because in an environment that we are is that small space is an ecosystem where women and men thrive together, so that the men can also appreciate what women are doing as well. And even for last 3 years conference, we had a whole panel for men panel.
Wow.
So that should tell you that we don't just limit it to just women, but it's also open. So maybe you're a gentleman, you're a man out there, and you're wondering, oh, everything you're saying is just about women. So how do I participate? No, the conference is there for you. You may not be a member of the platform or the network, but the conference is open for both women and men. And the conference,
you're being inclusive.
Yes, we are very, the word is very, very inclusive. Yes. And our target audience are professionals, entrepreneurs, corporate, public, policymakers, development agencies. So it's not limited to any particular industry as well. So institutions or organizations that have women network, ladies network, there's an opportunity for you to buy a table. Maybe you can't sponsor as a main sponsor, as a headline sponsor, as a silver sponsor, but that's an opportunity for you to buy a table for your women group, for your ladies group, for them to be in the room, because they can't miss this. And also we're opening for collaboration and partnership. Don't say, oh, because we mentioned we have a headline sponsor. No, we're still open. A lot of meat doesn't spoil the soup.
What kind of sponsors or sponsorships or partnerships are you looking at?
Okay, so when it comes to sponsorship and partnership, we are looking at strategic partnership rather than just a one-off support, and also organizations that are aligned with women leadership and economic empowerment. And sponsors who also want visibility and meaningful engagement. It's also open for that. And also a mutual partnership, that is partners also gain access to visibility and impact alignment. So we are not limited to, or we are not closing the door when it comes to partnership and sponsorship to a particular industry or a particular sector. No. And once you believe in women empowerment, once you believe in economic growth, this is a platform for you to partner with us, to sponsor us, so that we together we can change the narrative of both women empowerment, of encouraging and building that confidence for women to take up positions, to take up places, both at their home and both at their workplaces as well.
And please, let me just
you want to add something?
Quickly add this, that we are also, when we talk about strategic partnership, even beyond the conference, we are also open to corporate mentorship. So we have some corporate bodies who have, we've signed some MOU with them where they give up, some of their women that we need to mentor, into senior leadership positions and all that. So that is also available. We can come into your organization and we'll do mentorship for a selected woman, depending on, who you want to put forward. And again, as EWN, we start from the young girls as well. So whilst we are building middle level managers and senior level in the space, we also go down. So for instance, one of the great pillars that we work on is what we call Elevate. And Elevate is to ensure that we go to schools. These young girls in schools, secondary school, JHS, SHS, etc. And in the north, for instance, which has been one of our pioneering Elevate programs, we have over 500 young girls.
Wow.
Yes, so we visit them, we go there, and we've partnered with an NGO, and so we have people there that actually see to their day-to-day growth in terms of their education, their lifestyle, their social, upbringing and everything, and then to grow them. So by the time they get even into the university or out of the university, they already have a mindset of we can do it. We are women, but we are not inhibited by anything.
Wow.
We also have a partnership. We are still, discussing a lot of a relationship and partnership with the University of Ghana, the gender and leadership, team. And that is also to ensure that at a certain point, we may be getting into, getting slots where we can go and make a certain lecture or make certain presentation to these university students. So by the time they come out, they don't come out feeling that if I'm a woman, I might do something untoward before I get to grow in my career. They'll see women who are celebrated, but definitely not through unorthodox or inappropriate, measures.
Okay. Right. You want to say something?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So for the conference, I'm sure someone is asking, okay, how much? Because I need to be in that room. Yes, you need to be in that room. So the ticket is going for a cool 3,000 Ghana cedis for the 3 days.
Right.
For the first, second, and third. And that's the 3,000 Ghana cedis is for members. And non-members. Members of the EWN network. That's 3,000 Ghana cedis. And then 4,500 for non-members. So the conference is not limited to just Executive Women Network members. So it's for the members, non-members, male, female, is open to all. So for members of the community or the network, it's 3,000 Ghana cedis for all 3 days, inclusive the gala night, and 4,500 Ghana cedis for non-members.
I see.
Okay. So if you are wondering how to reach us, so you can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Executive Women Network. Our website is www.ewntree.com. And so if you're wondering how to even get the ticket, if you're following us here, all updates, including the wonderful speakers that we want to be a surprise to you, you can also reach us on 024 5001 996, 024 5001 996, or 055 305 3444. And this is not just for those who want to be part of the conference. We are open to new members. And so if you've heard us this morning and you feel that you need to be part of this wonderful community that will hold your hand along your journey into either entrepreneurship or into the corporate world, reach out to us on any of these numbers and follow us on our social media platforms.
And for EWN, our tagline is "We are stronger together."
Women supporting women.
Women lifting as we rise.
All right. Ladies, thank you so much for coming this morning.
Thank you for having us.
I want to say that we at Z101.9 FM, so Z Multimedia generally, we are very much interested in partnering with all of you so that we can make this happen. We actually promote... Thank you. We actually promote women a lot. For instance, today we're having on our roundtable discussion, which is our big conversation for the day. We're talking about women. And so, we work with people like yourselves, and we want to come on board and make this thing happen. And so,
please do count us in. Invite us, and EWN will come and have such conversations with you, and you'll be amazed the kind of women we are.
Sure.
Yes.
And producer will get in touch. So, I mean, if you have people, we can bring some people on and all of that for some of our conversations. So, thank you very much
for
coming.
So,
thank you for having us.
Yes. So, that was the Executive Women Network. They are celebrating their 10th anniversary, and they're inviting you to the conference 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of May at October. Sorry, yes, October, because May is already past. Yes,
you're already excited, right?
So October, I'm sure we'll definitely have another conversation before the day. Yeah, so make sure you join them and visit their social media platforms and follow them. But I was seated with or had Dr. Stella Ejenim Boateng, who's the vice chairman of the Public Service Commission. Also Amanda Akushi, she's the CEO and lead consultant of Nile Consult, and Edinam Jessica, she's the founder and president of Brazil Ghana Chamber of Commerce. These are amazing women who are doing amazing stuff. Please do well to go check out their social media platforms and join them in making the impact that they are making, and make sure that you attend the conference. All right, so that'll be all for this conversation. We're going to get into our roundtable discussion shortly, but we'll take a quick music break. When we return, we bring you all of that.